This video was recorded before Plush Guys left to Christmas party. Enjoy. Huh. Hey guys, this is the boss, and I'm in the living room. Yeah, this was not the light, but anyways, I heard that the mechanic is gonna drill a hole. I'll give you a beginning of the start of it. This might take time. It might only take a day, cause the wall there is pretty thick and hard to drill. So anyways, today I'm gonna watch the Retro Demons series called Creepy Gaming. I really love this series so much. So we're gonna watch from Warcraft to the Toymaker final entry. So it's gonna be on so many parts. So I'm gonna upload 2 parts every day. But I'm gonna upload from parts 1 to 4 only for 4 last days of 2014, and then 2015 at the beginning. We're gonna come back. Then I'm gonna take part 5 to onward. So anyways, enough chip jabber, let's begin this. Sick intro.
How's it going, guys? For today's myth, we are going to find ourselves within World of Warcraft. And basically, before I do anything, I want you to take note of the music that's playing right now. It's the basic music you'd expect to hear in the game. Well, the myth is that there are these creepy children who happen to come into this house at specifically 7 a.m. server time, go into that room right over there, and stand in what used to be a pentagram formation. I think it may have been edited into another formation that looks somewhat like a pentagram. The point, though, that makes this myth strange and creepy is that not only do these little children walk up here at a specific time and stand in some sort of cultist formation, but I want you to hear how the music changes as soon as I step foot over here into this area, and specifically this room.
The music is different.
As you can tell, you notice quite a big difference. Now, the 2 myths I'm going to be testing, and I'll have to come back to it at a later date, of course, but that won't be noticeable to you, viewer, just to me. My sacrifice is for you. The 2 myths I'm going to be testing are A, do the kids really come up here, and B, another part of the myth is that you can hear voices. Cthulhu, one of the bosses, speaking, saying some sort of line, I think something like "you will die," something like that. So basically, creepy voices and sounds accompanied with this. And I am feeling quite good about this myth right now, just for the fact that it's been proved to me that the music changes drastically to this sound when you come up here. Another part of the myth that I can't really prove to you is that this ambient music is not heard anywhere else within the game. It's only in this room. And once again, let me just show you, for dramatic effect, as soon as I step foot on these stairs,
Music changes.
we go back to the normal WoW music.
Wow.
So obviously there's something quite sinister about the area up here. And so I'm going to let my guy camp out up here and hopefully come back and prove this myth to be true at 7 a.m. server time.
And then?
Alright guys, here they are. I logged in earlier this morning,
Wow.
and they only appeared in the room, but they did not, they didn't come up the stairs, and so I missed out. This is only supposed to happen at 7 a.m. server time. Yet here it is, 2:33 p.m. server time. I just happened to log in out of boredom, and here they all are standing up here in this crazy, strange cultist formation. I am listening for the music to
to
do any cues of voices talking. The myth has rumors that you can hear demonic voices speaking. I have the volume all the way up.
Oh god. Where's the cameraman? It's all quiet. They have reds. What?
Man, that's freaking creepy.
I can see
So,
that.
this myth has obviously been proven true. While I didn't hear any of the voices per se, I do see that the children do come up here. They do stand in a formation, and the music obviously does change. And so, for dramatic effect, one last time, let's see if the music change as soon as we enter this creepy ass room.
I heard a little bit.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this myth, and I hope I was able to clear up any little misconceptions one might have had with this being true or false.
Next one. First one started with the children, now the second one is the
How's it
sheep.
going, guys? For today's myth, we're going to have another World of Warcraft myth. This myth states that near the mountainous ranges near Stormwind, there is a house that was previously unreachable before you could use flying mounts in old world territories. It was reachable, but by very difficult means. However, the myth is that there is a house up in the mountains surrounded by a bunch of sheep. One of the sheep is unlike many others. It's a ram, and so when you kill it, it knocks you back. But what's more strange is that the little guy inhabiting the house comes out, and when he finds that you have killed his sheep, he turns into a demon and knocks you off the mountain.
Whoa.
Now, it does sound a little bit unrealistic, but we're going to go ahead and test it. So here I am standing near Stormwind, and if you look over there in the distance, you can see a house. And so
Go
we're going to
dragon.
fly over and go check this out.
I can see the house over there.
So indeed, there is a house here,
That's what point it is.
and there are a lot of sheep. If we come inside, we see a gnome just sitting at the fire. His name is Aggie Tyler. I've heard this is actually a tribute to one of the GMs in WoW.
What kind of
And
GM?
so if we look around, I
Whoa.
see that
What
is
the?
creepy.
Yo, it's a technological
There's a
thing.
robotic sheep standing here. Look at this.
What's that?
Stop moving.
Seriously, what is this? What is that? What is that?
Okay. So, amongst all the other sheep, there's a robotic one, which looks creepy.
Everyone's normal except for.
And the rest of them all look normal. So, I'm going to attack that robotic sheep and see if the rest of this kind of now creepy myth is true. That's weird. All the other sheep are just called sheep. This one's called Tecton. Anyway, let's see.
No, kill that.
So, when that sheep explodes, it blows me back. He says, "Hey, what the heck, guy?" He comes out here. He then
I'm getting a
says, "Of
soft
all
face
the
palm for this one."
slimy, inconsiderate, bullheaded."
Whoa. What was that?
He didn't seem to turn into a demon. Let's try one more time here.
It's almost like a minute left. Nothing? Nothing. Let's try
It's not
ball
seeming to
again.
have much of an effect.
Let's see if it works. Should we try all of them? Yeah, good thing. Like,
He's not really seeming to mind if I kill his sheep. I would say that the myth is half true, half false. There is obviously an unreachable house with lots of sheep.
Next one. The third video is Herobrine.
What's up, guys? For today's myth, I'm going to be talking about a little gamer myth that's become quite popular with the obviously popular game Minecraft. So, the myth I'm going to be talking about is known as Herobrine, or Herobrine, Herobrine. Tons of pronunciations. Basically, the myth is that there is this hidden, demonic, I guess, character within the game Minecraft that you can summon by creating a very specifically built altar, and when you summon him into the world, he does, I've seen multiple ways. I've seen him pop up from the altar. I've seen him not actually appear in the altar, but he'll do things like catch your houses on fire, break your torches, steal stuff, just create chaos in the world. So, quite frankly, I have not experimented with this at all. I haven't even really done that much research into it. All I know is how to build the altar and what he's supposed to do. And so, I'm just going to hop right into it and, yeah, just test it and see if it'll work.
Yeah, Brian, test.
Okay, we'll do creative. That way, because it does require some pretty hard to get materials, and I'll show you that in just a second. Alright, so here we are. And basically, I'm just going to go find a pretty flat area, or a large area rather. It's obviously quite flat.
Yeah, no.
And, sure, this looks good. So the myth says after we build this altar, that once it's lit on fire, it instantly becomes nighttime. And so what you need is more than a person's going to want to gather, of course, blocks of gold. We need redstone torches. We need, let's see, a block of netherrack and a moss stone. Alright, so I said, once again, block of gold, redstone torch, netherrack, moss stone, and you're also going to need a flint and steel to catch it on fire. Let us see where that is at. Okay.
Alright then, just in case.
Flint and steel. So, without further ado, I'm going to build this.
Let's begin this.
And see if this works.
See this works. Okay, good.
Alright, here comes the moment of truth. Also, the myth states you must stand completely still once you light the block. So, we're waiting. We're waiting. By now, most of the videos I've watched, Herobrine has already appeared. Not seeing any activity.
Oh really? Not activity?
So far the myth seems to be a huge bust. I'm gonna scout around the area just to see if maybe he's somewhere spawned elsewhere. Nothing seems to be caught on fire.
Oh.
I'm going to try this one more time, and I'm going to do it at nighttime. Most of the videos I've seen have been at nighttime, and that's probably just to add to the creepy factor, obviously. But, I don't know, maybe there's something to it. I'm just trying to rule out all of the factors that could possibly be. Alright guys,
Let's go.
It's nighttime now. I can barely even see. so we're gonna redo this. Now that it's nighttime and it's looking all spooky.
Spooky.
And see if that somehow helps anything. So we've got our gold blocks placed. Here's our moss stone. Our redstone torches.
Oh.
Our block of netherite.
Sorry, move it a bit away.
And lighting it on fire.
Do it. Do it. It's probably a bad idea to do.
I heard a creepy sound.
Huh?
However, I think that's activated simply because I just lit up a dark area.
And now too. There's so many hens.
It seems to me like this myth is a bust. I mean, it doesn't get much worse. I'm in the middle of a creepy forest. It's pitch black dark. Nothing is lighting up the area but this altar. And I still see no Herobrine. I have a bit of an update. After concluding that the Herobrine myth wasn't real, I began to look through the inventory of the game when you're in creative mode. And I happened to stumble upon something that was more disturbing than perhaps even the possibility of the myth itself. So, I had read on some forums that a player who had encountered Herobrine had heard sounds of somebody frantically mining and some very creepy sounds. So I discredited it because anyone could say they heard these sounds. However, what I wasn't expecting was that within the game's inventory, if we go over to where the discs are, you can see all the normal discs and they all have normal names. But there's a disc down here at the bottom. It looks broken and its name is just 11 and it has no color in the middle. And I don't know where you find it, but when I place a jukebox and put it in, this is what I heard.
I can hear mining. Never mind, I'll take it. I can hear. There's something. There's something else. There's coffee. So fucked up. I'm not even kidding. That's it?
As you can hear,
yeah,
it's quite disturbing.
Yeah, no.
Very accurate to what the person on the forums had said.
Oh, no, yeah.
Very frantic, picking away at blocks, trying to get away from whatever it was, with some creepy sounds. So, it's obvious now, apart from Mojang's loading screens actually talking about Herobrine, that there's a little more something to this that we're supposed to perhaps discover for ourselves. And for Mojang to put this in shows me that indeed there may be some more legitimacy to it than I had previously thought. So I want to leave you with a plea, and that is, if you find out anything more about this or have anything to share, please leave me a link in the comments or just your own comment with any leads, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Next video. So this is Polybius.
What's up, everybody? For today's gaming myth, I'm going to be talking to you about a huge urban legend and oddity in gaming culture known as Polybius. So, the story goes that in 1981, a game called Polybius was released in a very limited quantity to a few arcades in a suburb in Portland, Oregon. The game was a space shooter, and it featured a very, very intense strobe light effects, as well as disturbing subliminal messaging. Now, supposedly, those who played the game experienced headaches, nausea, dizziness, difficulty sleeping, and aversion to video games.
Wow.
The myth becomes really interesting when we learn that supposedly men in black suits would occasionally enter these select arcades, quickly make their way to the Polybius machine, and collect hidden, unknown data from it, and then leave without saying a word. Among hundreds of theories about this occurrence and the game, the one that seems to circle around the most is government brainwashing or mind control.
Oh, damn.
There is a supposed ROM available for download with artwork, pictures of supposed game cabinets, and even city and state approval seals, just to add to both the authenticity and legitimacy of this game really existing at some point in time. An interesting thing to note before I begin is that this myth was referenced in an episode of The Simpsons. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I happen to have this supposed ROM downloaded, so let's take a look. Also, before we begin, if you are prone to epileptic seizures, please do not continue watching this video. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy this. So,
Please.
when we boot up the ROM, we are given a warning message, which is already on, followed by a basic menu with some options you'd expect to be available to an arcade owner.
Okay. I only watched the kill switch one, so yeah.
However, one option that sounds out of place is a section called Higher Functions. Upon selecting it, we are prompted to enter an 8-digit access code. The code is 35 34 31 54 12 24 45 43. After entering the code, the myth becomes quite disturbing.
Ooh. Kinda fucked up underneath. 34.
We are taken to a new screen that has some new, creepy as hell options within it.
Okay, stop. Next one. Next one.
These include poltergeist functions.
What? Visual interactive backgrounds. Auditory entertainment. Autonomy.
Color strobe effects.
Setup key.
Subliminals. Satellite upload, which can be changed to daily, monthly, and weekly.
Alpha synchron, maybe. Theta.
RIM imprinting, civil defense system, emergency broadcast, television and radio embedding options.
Wow. Limbic tone.
Endorphin relief stimulus options, gameplay amnesia, replay desire levels, replay desire triggers like auditory, visually, linguistically, and through sleep recall.
Damn, this Operant paradigm triggers. Orientation to current administration. Preliminary
civil obedience levels, hypersomnia, insomnia, narcolepsy, nightmares, night terrors, sleep paralysis, and disoriented arousal from sleep, as well as others, all including some extreme medical terminology. The options we are given definitely point to some sort of disturbing mind control scheme.
It turned green. I think that it's finished charging. Let's turn on some brightness. Let's go. The fuck? Erase saved. Okay. Let's go.
As the game boots, we can see some strange visuals and sound effects. After extended play of the game, quick flashing subliminal messages appear. Some phrases I have seen are work 8 hours, play 8 hours, sleep 8 hours. No imagination, no thought.
Wow.
However, I was not able to play long enough to see and record these messages for myself, which brings me to my final topic of this myth. One last warning before you continue this video.
Listen.
If you are prone to epileptic seizures, seriously, do not continue this video. I have never once experienced anything like an epileptic seizure, and after playing this game for only a few minutes, my eyes were incredibly sore, I had a headache, and my vision was momentarily extremely spinning after looking away from the screen. Also, I do not suggest putting this section of the video into full screen. Now, here is where the game gets trippy. We are given some extreme visual illusions with flashing colors, strobing colors, and strange sound effects, which makes for some intense mind fucking. To conclude this myth, is it real? Well, not necessarily. Anyone could have faked it and made this game and the pictures and the seals and all that. Does that make this whole thing any less creepy? Absolutely not. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Is that it? Okay, let's stop right there. I don't want your eyes to be me. So yeah, that's something new. As I said before, we're gonna release first four parts of this, one part at a time, only for the end of 2014, and 2 parts at once. I mean, 2 parts a day in 2015. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter. I'll see you guys next time on part 2. Peace.